Hello, good morning, dear students. Myself Kanhaiya Jha, and today I am continuing the lecture on semiconductor, class 12. In class 12, this is the last chapter, and in this lecture, I will discuss intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. You can watch all videos on semiconductor on the YouTube channel Kanhaiya Physics. On the Kanhaiya Physics YouTube channel, you have to type Kanhaiya Physics, and on this YouTube channel you have to see you can see all the content of this. Okay, so in my previous video I have discussed about intrinsic semiconductor. And intrinsic semiconductor, first I will revise intrinsic semiconductor, then I will come back to extrinsic semiconductor. So first understand what is intrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor is 100% pure semiconductor. It is 100% pure semiconductor. In the previous class, I told you that intrinsic semiconductor 100% pure means if suppose silicon, everywhere is silicon. There is silicon. If all the silicon is like this, silicon valency is how much? Silicon valency is 4. Silicon valency is 4. So all the silicon will make bond like this. All the silicon will make bond like this, right? So there will be some silicon in the bottom also, there will be some silicon in this side also. So all the silicon will make bond, right? Now what will happen at room temperature? I told you that if I will talk at the room temperature, then at the room temperature all the electrons are busy in making bond with the neighboring silicon. So no any electron is free at room temperature. So at the room temperature no electron is free. So if the no electron will be free, there will be no any electron in the conduction band. I told you there is two band, valence band and conduction band. So all the electron will be present in valence band at 0 Kelvin. If I will talk at 0 Kelvin, so all the electron will be in valence band, no electron will be in conduction band. And I told you that at absolute temperature, semiconductor will behave as insulator. What will happen at room temperature? If the bond will break, if one bond will be break, one electron will be free, one hole will be generated. If two bond will be break, two electron will be free, two hole will be generated. And I told you that in intrinsic semiconductor, number of electron will be equal to number of hole. And I told you that current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. And I told you that total current will be equal to I plus IS. So current due to electron plus current due to hole is equal to total current. These all things I have discussed in my earlier class. Why this is 100% pure semiconductor? Because I am not mixing any impurity. So these all concepts I have discussed in my previous lecture. So you can type that intrinsic semiconductor by Kanhaiya Sir or Sir Kanhaiya. You will see my whole lecture there and you will understand each and every concept. But today I will tell you that there are some drawbacks of intrinsic semiconductor. So drawbacks of intrinsic semiconductor. So what are the drawbacks? First we will understand. The first drawback that intrinsic semiconductor has is that it has limited number of charged particles. It has limited number of charged particles. So in the intrinsic semiconductor, charged particle is very limited. That means we can't say that there is too much charged particle. Charged particle is very less. So there will be another semiconductor, that is extrinsic semiconductor. Their charged particle is much more. So in this there is less charge particle. If less charge particle will be there, less current will be there. If less current will be there, then our device will get very less current and my device will not work properly. So I can't make device using intrinsic semiconductor. The second drawback is that it is dependent on charge particle, or like this. Charge particle is dependent on temperature, or you can have number of charge particle, number of charge particle is dependent on temperature. Actually, if there will be more temperature, more bond will break, more electron will be free, more hole will be generated. If we will increase the temperature, that means we are increasing energy, we are giving more energy to this system, we are giving more energy to this lattice, right? We are giving more energy to this lattice. If I will give more energy, then it will receive more energy. If it will receive more energy, after receiving energy, system will become unstable. When the system will be unstable, then the bond will break. So when it will get more energy, more bond will break, more electron will be free, more hole will be generated. But this number of charge particles depend on temperature, and temperature is not in my hand. Sometimes temperature can be 30 degrees Celsius, sometimes temperature can be 0 degrees Celsius, sometimes temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius. So when the temperature will change, then number of charge particle will change. So this is also a drawback. So we can't control temperature. And the third thing is, here number of electron is equal to number of hole. Here what is there? Number of electron is equal to number of hole. So current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. So here what will happen? Current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. If you will take the ratio I by IH, current due to electron divided by current due to hole. So I by IH will be equal to 1 because I is equal to IH, current due to electron is equal to current due to hole. So this will be 1. Suppose that if I find that my electron should make more current, why? Because electron can move fastly. Mobility of electron is more than mobility of hole. What is the concept? Bracket. Mobility of electron is greater than mobility of hole. Why? Because mass of electron is less than mass of hole. Actually what is happening, that mobility is inversely proportional to mass. That means if suppose there is a thick boy, then they can run very slowly, and if there will be a thin boy, they can run fastly. So if your mass will be less, you can run fastly, and if your mass is heavy, so you will run slowly, like that. So mobility of electron is more than mobility of hole, because mass of electron is less than mass of hole. Mass is light, so its mobility will be fast. Mobility means how mobile it is, how fast it can run. So mobility of electron is more. So if mobility of electron is more, what will happen? That means electron can run fastly, and if electron will be run fastly, it will make more current. My device will be fast. Because if mobility of electron is fast, then current can reach fastly. Electron can reach fastly from one place to another place. So our device will be fast. So if in our device, suppose in our mobile, if electron concentration is more than hole concentration, then our mobile will move very fastly. And what we want that our device should be fast. So we want that current due to electron should be more and current due to hole should be less. But here always current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. So if suppose we want that current due to electron should be more, it is not in my hand, because always current due to electron will be equal to current due to hole. That's why due to all these limitations we have to switch to the second type of semiconductor, and that is extrinsic semiconductor. Okay. Okay, understand? Second one, actually if you will understand it from basic, then semiconductor is actually divided into two parts. One is intrinsic semiconductor, and one is extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor is again divided into two parts. One is p-type semiconductor and one is n-type semiconductor. So one is p-type semiconductor and one is n-type semiconductor. So we will understand all. Intrinsic semiconductor I have learned that here number of electron is equal to number of hole. Current due to electron is equal to current due to hole. Total current will be equal to IE plus IH. Here number of charged particle is very less, right? Okay, now we will understand extrinsic semiconductor. We will study all one by one. Okay, write the topic. Extrinsic semiconductor. So before understanding extrinsic semiconductor, first understand about doping. Doping. What is doping? Mixing of impurity. That is the definition of doping. Mixing of impurity. Mixing of impurity in measured quantity. In measured quantity is called doping. Is called doping. Actually, doping is a process. Doping is a process in which we will mix impurity in measured quantity. In which we will mix impurity in measured quantity. So it's not like that we can mix any amount of impurity. First we have to measure it, that how much impurity we want to mix, and in the right amount we have to mix. Actually, what is extrinsic semiconductor? So if you want to understand extrinsic, so first intrinsic semiconductor, extrinsic semiconductor plus intrinsic semiconductor plus doping gives us extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor. conductor. What does it mean? That means if you will mix impurity, doping means impurity, mixing of impurity, doping means mixing of impurity. So if you will mix impurity in intrinsic semiconductor, it will give us extrinsic semiconductor. So like mixing of impurity in intrinsic semiconductor, in measured quantity gives extrinsic semiconductor. What does it mean? That when you will mix impurity in the intrinsic semiconductor in measured quantity, then it will give us extrinsic semiconductor. That means right now we have understand that when you want to get extrinsic semiconductor, then you have to mix what? You have to mix impurity. But you have to first measure that how much impurity I am mixing. It's not like that जितना मन हुआ मिला दिए वाली बात नहीं है. You have to measure, you have to mix in measured quantity. Now see this intrinsic semiconductor plus doping. So if you will do doping in the intrinsic semiconductor, it will give you extrinsic semiconductor. Am I clear? So mixing of impurity in intrinsic semiconductor in measured quantity gives us extrinsic semiconductor. Actually, that means now we come to know that in the extrinsic semiconductor we have to mix some impurity. Now how we will mix impurity, we will understand it. And why we are mixing impurity, that also we will understand. Just keep patience. Okay, understand? Extrinsic semiconductor is divided into two types, P type and N type. What does it mean? See this thing. Suppose this is silicon. I am making this diagram fastly. Silicon has how many valency? 4 valency. So in the outermost it has 4 electron. So everywhere you will make 4 dot like this. This is like a Mehdi design. In the hand you are making the Mehdi design. So if you are physics student, then Mehdi design should be like this. Then you will join like this. There will be more silicon here, so it will make bond in the bottom. Just as an example, I am taking 9 silicon. Yesterday, one student Hindu asked me, like, sir, why you are taking 9 silicon? So you can take 12 silicon also. So you can take any number of silicon because this is silicon crystal. Okay, now see, in the p-type what we will do, in the p-type we will mix impurity in p-type group 13 element should be mixed as an impurity. What will happen? In p-type group 13 element should be mixed as an impurity. Group 13 element means which family? Group 13 is boron family. Which family? Boron. So you can mix boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, like this. Boron, gallium, indium, thallium. These all are group 13 element. What is the property of this element? These all are trivalent. Trivalent means its valency is 3. Valency is 3 means in the outermost orbit they will have 3 electrons. For example, see aluminium. Aluminium atomic number you all know. Aluminium atomic number is 13. So if you will do electronic configuration of aluminium, this will be so 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 3s2, and this will be 3p1. See, in the outermost orbit, that means in the third, how many electron is there? 2 electron here and 1 electron here. So 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. So how many valency is there? Aluminium valency is 3. Like that, boron valency is also 3. Aluminium valency is also 3. Gallium also 3. Indium also 3. Thallium also 3. So this group 13 has how many valency? 3. So right now I am taking only p-type. So in this lattice, you will mix which impurity? Any of this. For example, suppose at this place of silicon, you will mix an impurity of group 13. For example, suppose I am taking aluminium. So you will mix aluminium here. When you will mix aluminium here, can you see this? Is it clear? If you will mix aluminium, so aluminium has how many electron? 3 electron in the outermost. So it will have, silicon has earlier 4, but it has only 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So at the fourth place, what will be there? There will be no electron because aluminium has only 3 electrons. So here is no electron. So at the place of electron, there will be a hole. So this thing is known as hole, or this thing is known as vacancy. At the first place, 3 of the electron of aluminium will make covalent bond with the neighboring silicon. And at the fourth place, there is no electron because aluminium, in the outermost shell of aluminium, only 3 electrons is there. So here will be a hole or a vacancy. Hole is also known as vacancy. That means, can you say that I have gifted a hole in this? I have gifted a hole in this. Suppose if you will mix 2 aluminium atom, then when I am mixing 1 aluminium, I am gifting 1 hole. When I will mix 2 aluminium, I will gift 2 hole. जब मैंने 1 एल्यूमिनियम मिलाया तो एल्यूमिनियम का 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन तो बॉन्ड बना लिया नेबरिंग एटम से, बट एल्यूमिनियम हैज ओनली 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन इन द outermost of it. So at the fourth place, what will be there? There will be a hole, or there will be a vacancy. So what I am doing, I am gifting a vacancy to this lattice, to this silicon crystal. Okay. If suppose I will mix two aluminium atom in this, so 8 milaya, when I am mixing 1 aluminium atom, I am gifting 1 hole. When I will mix 2 aluminium, I will gift 2 hole. When I will mix 3 aluminium atom, I will gift 3 hole. Like that. And at room temperature, what will happen? This bond can also break. So when the bond will break, electron will be free, hole will be generated like intrinsic semiconductor. When there will be more energy at room temperature, bond will break. When bond will break, one electron will be free, one hole will be generated. But the thing is that what I am gifting it from the outside, when I am mixing a purity of group 13 element, then I am gifting a hole. When I am gifting a hole, that means number of hole will be more than number of electron. Is it clear? Number of hole will be more than number of electron. So in the p type, I am gifting hole. So number of hole is more than number of electron. If number of hole is more than number of electron, that means current due to hole will be more than current due to electron. Because hole is more, so current due to hole, IH means current due to hole is greater than IE means current due to electron. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now in N-type, what we will do? See, in N-type, which group we will mix? Group 15 element. Group 15 element. Group 15 element. Group 15 element should be mixed as an impurity. Achha, what is group 15 element should be mixed as impurity. Group 15 element means which nitrogen, phosphorus, antimony, bismuth, nitrogen, phosphorus. This is like this now. Baigan, aloo, gajar in thallium. Baigan, aloo, gajar in thaila. And this is like this. Nana, Patikar, Aishwarya, Sab, Bindas. You can memorize like this. So group 15 element is pentavalent. This is what? This is pentavalent. Pentavalent means valency will be 5. Valency will be 5 means valency 5 means total number of electron which is present in the outermost shell is how much? 5. Total number of electron which is present in the outermost shell is 5. Is 5. So if suppose here at the place of aluminium, here see, I will make this diagram again in my next lecture. So I am doing here, try to understand. Actually now I am making the diagram of N-type. So at the place of aluminium, what I will mix? Any pentavalent element. That means, let's say phosphorus I am mixing. So phosphorus is pentavalent. That means how many electrons is there? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 electron is there. So 4 electron can only make bond. So what will happen with the fifth electron? What will happen with the fifth? So there will be extra electron that I will get because phosphorus has pentavalent. Pentavalence means maximum 5 electron will be there. So I am gifting one. So I am gifting one electron here. What I am gifting? I am gifting one electron. I am gifting one extra electron. This electron is known as free electron. So if I will mix 2 phosphorus atom, then two gifted electron will be there. If I will mix 3 phosphorus atom, then how many number of electron I am gifting? 3. So here what is happening? Number of electron will be more because here also when energy will increase, then bond will break, number of electron will be equal to number of hole. That will happen like intrinsic. But extra, which thing extra I am gifting? Electron I am gifting. So what will happen? Number of electron is greater than number of photon. So what will happen? Current due to electron is greater than current due to photon. Is it? So now this is for your understanding. Now what I will do? I will make separate thing, and I will write all the notes, like when we have to write this in what board examination, then we have to write in a language form. So in my next lecture I will write it in a language form. Thank you.